hanging, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital Envy, my GH after show. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, it's all the good stuff. Whatever you celebrate, I'm celebrating with you. I'm coming at you a little bit late. It's Tuesday, it's Boxing Day now, and I took a couple of days off for my family, of course. But I have been dying to talk to you about last week's GH because it was so good. I think my favorite part of last week, hands down, was the whole Charles Street storyline that's going on. The scenes that happened at Charlie's pub with Laura and Kevin and Molly and TJ, so good. Plus the return of Mayor Lomax, although I doubt she's gonna be mayor for much longer. So the reason why I love that storyline so much is because it is a throwback to a storyline that took place way back in 1993 that I binge watched on YouTube because I was too young to watch it back then. Back in 93, Laura Spencer kind of introduced Charles Street to us. She found an abandoned home that would eventually become the Spencer family home for many years. The abandoned house that she found on Charles Street belonged to the Ward family, and that's what introduced us to Mary May Ward, who is honestly one of the most heartwarming characters you'll ever see on GH. So we, the audience, plus Laura and Luke and Lucky and everyone in Port Charles got to know Mary May Ward for the woman that she was, and she was a spectacular woman. On Charles Street, she used to run the Ward house where she would take care of children who were either abandoned, orphaned, diseased. She'd help all of them. Now Charles Street wasn't too expensive, it was for the middle class to live in, and back then we actually saw a lot more middle class folk than we did the rich and the stylish of Port Charles that we see now. Now ELQ wanted to bring a toxic waste incinerator into that community, and Laura and Mary May and all the residents of the Charles Street area fought against them. And of course, they won. And that's why I'm so excited to see the storyline, because they are using all the right players. We got Laura Spencer leading the storyline. We have Molly and TJ, middle class citizens that live in that Charles Street area. And we got Ned and Michael, who are part of ELQ. And even though it was really Edward kind of running the show back then, having them on this story is just so clever and so smart. Now Mayor Lomax is trying to rebuild the area into a place with vibrant condos and, for the rich to live. And that's not cool. Laura once again stood up for Charles Street, and I was so thrilled about it. The acting in that whole scene was just really good. Plus we know that Mayor Lomax is about to get what's coming to her. I mean, she and Nicholas Cassadine rigged that election way back a few years ago, like 2012 I think it was, and now it's coming to light. And now Lulu's probably going to discover that Nicholas had something to do with rigging the election. Don't know how she's going to handle it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how she does. And of course, it was Christmas in Port Charles, and while GH is usually known for kind of showing Christmas Eve, always, every year, we actually just cut right to Christmas Day. In fact, we got 2 Christmas days in Port Charles. We got to see many of the families celebrating the holiday. The Quartermain house was a lot fuller than usual this year because we had Kim, and we had Oscar, and we had Drew and Sam all show up there, plus Monica and Olivia and Ned and Michael. Ned was kind of being a douchebag until he discovered that Oscar was kind of into music just like he was. And then it softened his heart a little bit. Indeed, it was a silent night. Franco and Liz, did their Star Wars thing. Shameless promotion, Star Wars. Had to feel bad for Jason though. Jake does not want anything to do with him right now, which is weird because at the park he felt safe around him, so I was a little bit confused by that. Anyway, we also got to see Molly and TJ and Stella and Jordan and Curtis and Alexis and unfortunately Julian and also Ava, also Griffin, all stuck together at the Charlie's pub because the power went out in Molly's house, and it was the only place that they could go. Their holiday was filled with argument after argument, and I guess it's kind of nice to see a holiday gone wrong. But in the end, what I think happened is they fed the homeless shelter. I think that was the general idea. They didn't actually show any homeless people going into Charlie's pub, just them getting ready for dinner. And then of course we had the Corinthos clan. We had Sunny, Carly, Jason, Michael, and Nell all at the Corinthos house for Christmas. For some bizarre reason, Michael wanted to know what happened to him when he was a toddler with AJ and everyone, and Carly told almost the whole truth. The only bit of a blip that there was that AJ pushed Carly down the stairs. He didn't do it. She lost her balance, okay? Look it up, it's on YouTube. In general, I'm not like the biggest Carsason fan, like the trio of them, but even I have to admit, I had a soft spot for those scenes because it's kind of nice seeing them back together again. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, I guess. But I mean, Nell was there, so it was a little bit awkward. She kind of fainted at the doorstep. I don't know if she was faking it or not, but Michael and Sunny and Carly all took care of her, reluctantly of course. Nell did seem grateful, but I don't trust her. And of course, we got a Christmas wedding with Laura and Kevin. and I was super excited to see it. Although when Bobby said that Lucas was going to pick up Lucky and Spencer at the airport, I was like, we're not seeing any of them. They don't bring Lucas back for anything, not even his own sister's turmoil, so I doubt he's gonna be back for Laura's wedding. Lucky, it's kind of hit or miss. I know that the actor is kind of done with Nashville, so there was a chance that he could be there, but I didn't think so, not this soon anyway. But I do appreciate that the writers are establishing that Lucky does end up in town at some point, so he was there, just, you know, on off-screen GH with all the rest of them. Who did make it back, though, was Leslie Weber, and she's got a hot Italian boyfriend, who also happens to be a minister. Laura and Kevin's original minister had to split because his wife went into labor, so it's good that Leslie has an Italian boyfriend who happens to be a minister. And Laura and Kevin are officially married, so that's great. Here's hoping for some great storylines for that couple in the future, at least for Laura, because I want her to be a part of this Charles Street storyline until the bitter end, whatever it may be. Kind of cool that Lulu's the one that's taking down Mary Lomax in regards to this Charles Street project as well, so good one, writers. I tip my Santa hat to you. And hey, it's a new week, and I kind of watched Tuesday's episode already, but I'm not going to talk about it till this weekend. So once again, I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday, wherever it may be, whatever you celebrate, wherever you guys are. Currently in my town, it's minus 30. Canada. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel if you want to. I will catch you guys this weekend.